Today, or tonight should say, and it is quite late, gonna make a cauliflower rice stir fry. So we've got some, I've blended just quite finely to rice grain standard. I pulse it actually in my blender, so it's been pulsed in that for about 15 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, etc, etc, or you can grater it. Then we have the leaves of the cauliflower, because I don't like wasting anything, and I post that down too. Similar thing, we got some bean sprouts we're going to be using, and in here we're going to have some sugar snaps, green beans, some carrots which is cubed, and some okra which is washed and sliced. Everything has been washed earlier and left to dry, because they must be dry. Here we have some choy sum, which is very similar to pak choy, basically the same. Put it in at the very last minute, which is what I'm also going to do with the bean sprouts. We're going to chop it up as well. We've got some chopped up coriander and parsley, chopped peppers, red, green, yellow peppers, you use whatever colors you want, some sliced ginger, and some sliced garlic, red and white onions sliced up. And the only reason I'm using white and red onions is because I had some red onions left over, so I'm adding that in there. And a bit of leek, just like to add a bit of leek. It's just basically adding whatever you like. Then we have our spices. We've got some black pepper here, cayenne pepper, mixed spice, cumin, smoked paprika, sugar, and I'm using low calorie sugar for my diet plan. And light soy sauce. Again, this is a less salt one. Tastes pretty good as well, not too bad at all. First off, we've got the ginger and garlic in the pan with about 2-3 tablespoons of oil. And the reason I put it in cold is so that as it heats up, the ginger and the garlic will flavor the cold oil. One good tip about making any stir fry is have everything ready to go. Don't try chopping things as you're going along, because things will overcook in your stir fry. And if you don't believe me, try it and see. Unless you've only got 2 or 3 stuff adding in there, but otherwise have everything chopped, prepared and ready. And remember, because we're doing cauliflower stir fry, or cauliflower rice should say, everything needs to be very dry, because if it's wet it will steam and it will not come out as a rice. It'll just come out as a mush of steamed veg. Okay, as you can see, the garlic and the ginger are starting to fry a little, so now I'm going to add in my onions and peppers. So I've added the onions, peppers and leeks to the garlic and ginger. I'm just going to cook them down till they're a little bit transparent. I'm not going to add anything to it yet. No spices or anything like that. Right, we're about 2-3 minutes in, and the onions, peppers and garlic, leek are kind of half cooked. So what I'm going to do now is take them out, put them in a bowl, put them aside. So I've cooked down the onions and garlic, peppers, etc. and leek, half cook them down, put them in a bowl by themselves. To come back, we'll be using them a bit later. And now I'm going to concentrate on cooking the harder food. So the okra, green beans, sugar snap and the carrots. And keep stirring them. And you can hear it, excuse me, you can hear it frying quite loudly, and that's because 1 or 2 of them might be just a little bit, still a little bit wet. It doesn't matter, but we're going to put those right down. They'll take a bit longer. I did add about another tablespoon of oil in the pan and heat it up before I add it in. And we are going to add a little seasoning to this as we go along. So we're going to put in a little mixed spice. We've got mixed spice, some cayenne pepper, and some black pepper we're going to add to. Except this stage maybe about half a teaspoon of each. And black pepper, cayenne pepper. Remember, cayenne pepper is hot. So just use a little bit, and a little bit of sugar. And do the magic thing, it's just stirring, always keep stirring, so it doesn't burn. And for those like me who's not a big fan of okra, I find when I do it this way, I can eat it and you don't have that slime that comes with okra. So you don't need too much oil if you're watching your figure like me. Yeah, joke. And we can also add a little bit of soy sauce at this stage as well, because you don't want the veg too fresh. That's about a tablespoon. Well, just about half a tablespoon. You don't need too much. Then keep stirring. And I'm using an electric cooker, and I'm on number 7. We'll make it a bit darker with soy sauce. Don't worry about that. So this has been cooking for about 5 minutes now, and it's softened just a little bit. I don't want it too soft before I start adding everything else. And now we're going to add the leaf of the cauliflower. We'll add that in. So I've added the leaves of the cauliflower, the chocolate leaves that we have. Added that in, and just keep stirring. Remember, keep stirring. And I can see that looks like now we need to add the cauliflower rice itself, the grated cauliflower. Yes. Or in my case, I blended it. We need to add that in now. So we've added our cauliflower rice, which is basically your grated cauliflower, florets. The floret part of the cauliflower, that's basically what they call the rice, cauliflower rice. So we've added that in and mixed it in well, keep stirring, and we're going to add our seasonings, our other seasonings. So as well as a few of what we added the last time. So we've got here some black pepper. Add that in, about half a teaspoon. Some mixed spice, a little bit of that. Mixed spice is so nice to cook with, a lot of people don't. Some cayenne pepper, remember we don't want too much if you don't want it too hot. A bit of cumin. Just a little of that. We're talking about half, quarter teaspoon. I would say add in taste. Oops. And then some paprika. And again, some sugar. Sugar always kind of lifts vegetables. And you want, well, I'm using low calorie sugar, it works just as well. Can't taste the difference. Stevia or stevia, that's the one I tend to use. And again, give it a good mix. And you are going to want to taste the salt. I'm going to add a little bit of soy sauce. Not too much because you don't want it to steam. And give it a good stir and just keep stirring as it fries. Now that we've done that, we're going to add back our onions. We're going to stir that in. And then after we stir that in, we're going to straight away add the rest of our choysum and the bean sprouts. Added the choysum in. I'm just giving that a stir. Now, you could just do your cauliflower rice on its own. You could just blend down your cauliflower and just cook it as a stir fry on its own, or just add onions and peppers and so on. But I just find it quite light because I do use it like a rice, and I find it light. So this is why I add other stuff to it, like your okra and the beans, the sugar snaps, and the carrots. I don't always add carrots, but you know, just to kind of give it some oomph, give it some substance, as you would say. Now this is basically cooked. That's done in about 10 minutes. And so all I'm going to do now is add my bean sprouts. I'm going to even switch the fire off, turn the heat off. And I'm going to add my parsley and coriander, chopped parsley and coriander. Give it a stir, and basically that's it. And there you have it, stir fry cauliflower rice. And tip is, serve it immediately, because you don't want it to sit and cook, and actually take it off the heat so it doesn't continue cooking until you're ready to serve. This particular one that I've just made is going to be served with chili. Serve it with anything. Vegans can eat it as it is, or anything else they may want to put with it. Same with vegetarians or pescatarians. It's easy and it's very tasty. Stir fry cauliflower rice. Job done.